Hello, how's it going? Gennaro here, CEO of Cortex Solutions, your lead instructor. And today we're going to be talking about network segmentation and isolation, brought to you by ACSMI. Let's get started. Now, we'll be talking about a little bit of the basic and advanced aspects of network segmentation and isolation. You need to understand that, when it comes to cybersecurity, having a really solid foundation regarding how networks actually talk to each other, how to harden the actual system, these are one of the things that's going to keep you ahead of the curve, so to speak. So understanding that, yes, attackers are out there and they are exploiting the vulnerabilities that exist in these softwares, just know that there's an interconnection. When you need to understand from a red team, blue team perspective, from a cyber analyst, specialist perspective, being that there are absolutely major data breaches that happen across all these sectors. So if we don't understand proper segmentation and isolation, we're going to really kind of get ourselves on the wrong side of where we need to be. The starting point is really just understanding what it is. What's the purpose? What's driving this aspect of needing network segmentation? Well, think about it like this. When you want to understand the segmentation piece, think about it in like layers, VLANs, dividing the network into portions. Think about subnetting as well too. You can derive 6 subnets from one, right? Now, this can also mean you can physically isolate systems. You can physically isolate them. Same thing when it comes to logically, right? Or technically. Now, restricting that communication, that's going to provide the key, because a lot of times you would have that same Windows 10, 11 build on multiple systems, and then have that everywhere else kind of sprinkled throughout. You may have the actual exploitation of one system, but if that one system has the same build and the threat actors are able to move throughout the network with no segmentation, no isolation, that's a bad day, right? But having the VLANs put into place, having this defense in depth aspect, is going to minimize the different pathways that a threat actor could possibly take to get to that other system. It's going to limit the impact too of ransomware, of someone accessing the system when they don't necessarily have the authorization to do so. So using VLANs, like I just mentioned, when it comes to something like this, the VLAN will logically, think from a technical standpoint, remember logical, technical controls, okay? Now, if you choose to logically segment like different sections of the network on different VLANs, you can do that. What happens is the VLAN is going to assign a certain network, certain tag. That means that if the VLAN, that cluster, right, 5 machines or so on that one VLAN, VLAN 10 for instance, has that tag, you're going to be able to identify if a computer in VLAN 10 can talk to computers in VLAN 11, 20, 30, right? Now, it's really going to depend on if they are allowing on the other end for that traffic to come through. So tagging is very important. It basically ensures that the device that's inside of the actual VLAN is shared only through communication paths that is authorized to do so. So that's why I talked about the aspect of letting the other VLAN allow that connection, because you want to do that. You can do that within the switch configuration. Now, the advantages of this, what's going to happen is it's going to limit the broadcast size as well too. We talk about broadcasts, we're talking about like domains, collisions even, right? Now, you want to always try to shrinken that radius. Now, this allows segmentation with minimal changes to the actual physical infrastructure, because a lot of times, think if you have to continually move systems, physical systems, now that's going to disrupt the whole change management flow. You got to have tons of change requests, documentation, things changed, floor plans changed. So there's a lot that goes into it. So yeah, making it from a logical standpoint will absolutely help you out better, right? A lot less work in that aspect, because really just turning on and off of VLANs or adding in machines segmenting out the network. Now, there's something called micro segmentation too. Now, this is the process of assigning number. Think of like different numbers. Think of security policies as well. So you can assign each system or each process, right, across multiple workloads using what's called software-defined networking, or SDN. Now, the core principle of this is, well, rather than focusing on entire network segments, if you really kind of get more of a granularized look at it and you're only looking at a few, well, that's going to help out a lot. And then being able to identify different users and understand that, well, they all have their certain attributes, their own identity. And we can basically prescribe a whole rule that more closely follows some of the zero trust principles. So how it really works is that policies are created. And of course, all we're really needing to do is understand the security policies when we're talking about microsegmentation. Now, what happens is you can create a policy. Now you can say, well, it's going to be focused on the communication between workloads, right, between traffic. So you can have non-allowed traffic automatically blocked because you have this policy in place. So you can say server A, right, is the hosting of the data. It has HR data, and server B is going to be handling the emails. Now the emails, right, we're talking about like something could be restricted. Well, what could be restricted, right? So think about it. We're trying to reduce the risk, right? Or the chance for privilege escalation, because we don't really want that. So we want to be able to have strict levels of communication. If someone is hosting some data and emails are being pushed through, we want to be able to reduce that risk. It's all about pretty much reducing the risk. Now, implementing that is going to require some planning. It's going to require some type of tools, the capabilities of actually analyzing these systems as well too, in depth, and being able to see normal traffic, being able to spot trends. So a lot of the tools that we use, VMware, NXX, Cisco, TrueSec, so it's very good to understand the differences in everything, especially when it comes to the challenges too. Because yes, we can put together a very tight-knit network, but if we're not allowing barely anything to come in and out, we're not really getting anywhere though. So some of the advantages, right, we talked about. Let's talk about some of the challenges though. Now, legacy systems, a lot of the times it's going to be some form of lack of compatibility. Usually that's how it is. New software comes out, this system, is an old legacy system, XP, there's no way it can be used on this without it breaking. The architecture is going to be off anyway. Now, configuration errors in VLANs, well, that can be an issue. Because if you do not configure that VLAN properly, well, traffic is going to be going all over the place in a sense, or just not, it's going to be put at risk. That's the whole umbrella of it. It's just going to be put at risk. Or if your access control policies or the controls that you put in place, they're not particularly there like how they're supposed to be. They're not followed through on, right? There's no auditing being done to ensure that these systems are having the appropriate controls as well too. And then you can over-segment as well, making it very hard for traffic to travel anywhere, or having way too many policies when you don't really need them. All right, but again, it's been great. This is Gennaro, CEO of Cortex Solutions, and we just talked about network segmentation and isolation, brought to you by ACSMI. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Thanks.